Hey everybody, it's Max here, and you're listening to Talks to the Max. In this episode, I'm joined by a jazz pianist from France, Tony Tixier, and a teacher and former drummer of the Bee Gees, Steve Rucker. These two musicians both explain how they started playing, how they have dealt performing and teaching during the pandemic, and how they feel about playing live again. Stick around to hear their stories. When did you discover your instrument?
Yeah, and sorry for my English, man. I don't know if you can understand me, but it was my mom played piano, so we had a piano in the house. It was like a toy, a big toy, and I saw her playing a couple of times. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to play too. I didn't know how the stuff was working. I was just attracted by the sound of the object. For me, it was just a piece of furniture, a big object I wanted to explore.
Well, I come from a somewhat musical family. None of my other family members are great musicians, but there's a lot of music played in the house. So my brother bought a drum kit when I was about 9 years old, and I went down in the basement and beat around on it, and that was the end of that.
Was there a moment that felt like your big break?
Moving to Miami was a big thing for me. Just playing all the time, and I'm meeting great musicians and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and we have our own studios in Miami Beach.
Oh, no kidding. Don't you love it there?
Yeah.
I live there, too. It's the greatest place to live.
I got a call from the Bee Gees engineer that they were looking for a drummer. So I did that for about 10 years. And that was a pretty significant break because I'm playing stadiums and I'm doing TV shows and all of that kind of thing, making records. And that was something that, gave me a little bit more clout.
How did you shift to playing in the pandemic?
I started to play inside my home. Before I was only practicing at home. I started to have a setup, to buy some gears to be able to create a kind of a studio. Also, I didn't believe in machines and stuff, and now I have a few machines and a computer, and I'm recording from my place. I have to transform myself as an artist to survive, and also to survive artistically, but also financially,
Crazy shift. I mean, in just a matter of a couple of weeks, in March, we were having spring break, COVID hit, and we immediately went into sort of Zoom recording mode.
Recording in progress.
Now, I'd been on Zoom for a couple of years before that, doing stand-up calls for businesses and that kind of thing, so I was familiar with it.
Are you excited to get back playing with a live band?
I think, to be honest, I'm more comfortable to play with people, I used to play with people. I have a band, I have a trio, I play in a quartet, I recorded with a septet, the drums, the bass, and I play my piano part, and I communicate with other musicians. It's beautiful when you find the right partners.
It's all about playing with other musicians and collaborating and feeling the energy from the stage. I did a record with some friends over the lockdown called The Regions, and the reason it's The Regions is because we're all over the country recording this record.
Thank you for listening to my conversations with Tony and Steve. You can find The Regions and Tony's newest album, Moonshine, on Spotify. And join me next time for another in-depth conversation. This has been Talks to the Max.